Extra. Let's get our romance on. It's the weekend romance from Born Without Boundaries. Welcome to Born Without Boundaries. If you're just arriving, hello. Please do click subscribe below. Also, click that bell and be sure that when you get that drop down of the selection of the bells, you click select all. I'm not guaranteeing that it will work the way that it's supposed to, but from that point on, it's a YouTube algorithm and I really don't know what else to do. But that's the only way when you click on all notifications that you know when I go live. Now, I will not be, I might be going live tonight. I don't know. If it was my choice, I'd go live every single night, but it always ends up that I have more work to do than I give myself time for. So let's get to the weekend romance though. Let's just get right into it. This is the Talisman and Cauldron deck that I always use. My Vanna White moment, right? I always say this. Hello. This is my friend Laura, who owns Talisman and Cauldron in Derby, Connecticut, and her partner China developed this deck that I clarify. I make sure the energies are all cleared out before every single one of my dailies, the weekend romance, every single one of my personal readings. I literally clear out the energy and reorganize the deck so I know all my cards are facing upward. Why? Because I'm actually literally diagnosed OCD, and I need to go through that for myself to know that when I get a reading, the card is coming out in a way that it wasn't there before. So I know that the card started out upright. So if it was flipped and it reversed, it's supposed to be read that way. It's something that I have to go through for myself. And I think that it actually works in your benefit because it ensures that it's like just another assurance that the reading is extremely accurate. But other readers don't need that. So part of my process, FYI. I'm cutting the deck right now. We'll start with the cut, and then I'll start to shuffle because what I do is I select cards that fall out. So, weekend romance. Let's see what's going on in terms of romance. Understand that also below you're going to see a link for an extended Vimeo video where I take this weekend romance reading and I break it down by zodiac sign. Ace of Wands, bada bing. That's passion. Passion and action. Somebody might be getting some action this weekend. And I don't necessarily mean just sexual. Okay, that's not true. I was definitely implying sexual. But in all seriousness, it could also just be having fun, playfulness, getting out, doing things, interacting. This is a get out there weekend. Ooh. Girls and boys, I do believe we are returning to the happy times. This is the Sun card. So let's play this way. How about this? In the way that I usually read the cards, this could very well be that you are just feeling really good about yourself. This is the Leo card. Leo reminds us how to love ourselves, how to love ourselves. Heartbreak, deceit, betrayal. Ooh. I don't know, maybe y'all going to see that play Betrayal in Broadway if you're anywhere near New York. I just saw it on Broadway a couple weeks ago and I really did love it, but my girlfriends hated it. So it's a good discussion piece. Discuss amongst yourselves. Betrayal on Broadway. Here we go. We have the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups to most people is, somebody coming back from the past, or an ex-lover coming back, or somebody coming back that you knew in your childhood. Somebody coming back. For me, I feel that the somebody that's coming back is you, because this is the Sun card, and in between these two cards is the heartbreak. So I felt like we all start out innocent, wonderful, loving, and then somebody breaks our fucking heart, and guess what? It separates ourselves from our feelings of worthiness inside of ourselves. It separates us. See? It separates ourselves. This heartbreak separates us from our ability to be truly happy, from what we used to be and what we used to want when we were kids. It separates us, and this is what we got to do. We got to get the fuck not over it. We got to heal it. We got to heal those broken hearts. And maybe that's what the action is today. All right, we're coming out of the fog, a little phasey. Maybe that just means there's options. Getting out there, doing things that maybe, just doing things. Getting out there and doing things. Queen of Swords. Ouch, motherfucker. This is a woman who is betrayal. This is somebody who backstabs you. This is somebody who cuts you down. This is like could be a mother figure that betrayed you, that harmed you, that hurt you, that abandoned you, that left you. Could just be the energy of somebody who wasn't trustworthy in your life, or having that period of your life where you felt there was a lot of people that were out to get you. This is the Queen of Swords. So it's the central card. Either I'm talking to somebody who is rolling in some shit and doing not so nice things to harm people and hurt people, betray people, backstab people, take credit where it's not due to them. Or it's this energy of basically amplified by the Seven of Cups, which is making bad choices or not making good choices, or being very confused and not being able to make choices at all. It's talking about how we've separated from ourselves and from our innocent selves, and what's keeping us from our real happiness. Hard work, studying, looking into things, researching, getting to know ourselves again, getting to understand that we are valuable through work and education, and putting our focus into something that we really love to do. Despite what everybody else thinks about it, it's getting back on our own side through physically interacting with material, physically interacting with lessons, physically interacting with other people who do the same thing as us. This is the manifestation, or us getting back to us. Look at, so we're on the precipice of something that is of getting out of the dark. For me, the Three of Wands, I know people say ships coming in. That is true. Okay, I agree with that as well, right? How can I not? It's one of the meanings of this card. But especially in this deck, I see her having just come out of the woods. Like she's just gotten to the edge. She's finally made it to the water. And what is water? Water is healing. Water is life. Water is sustenance. Water is the one thing that all of us on this planet rely on in some way, shape, or form. Like not even sunlight. We need water. We need water. We need sunlight too. Let's face it. But we need water. Water is something that is essential to life on earth. And here she's coming back. She's coming back to life. She's coming out of the dark. She's coming out of the woods. She's coming out of the heartbreak. She's coming out of the betrayal. And she's defensive. These cards know me. She's defensive. She's on guard. You know what I'm saying? Just because she's coming out of something, or he or she's come out of something, doesn't mean she's all of a sudden being like, hey, I'm back. I'm free and I'm easy again. No, but the bottom line is she's actually ready. She's looking. This card reminds us to appreciate our scars, appreciate the lessons that we've learned through being hurt, being betrayed, being harmed, and to not underestimate that, because now we've set our standards higher and we're on guard. Listen, personal clients especially, but I get it in the comments a lot too. I hear things that really piss me off, and those things are, I have so much baggage, I'm just having a hard time trusting him or her. No, that baggage is lessons. That weight is on you as a reminder. You need to get back on your own side and stop treating that baggage as if it's something that shouldn't exist. It's something that you went through, and you have to own it. So it's not baggage anymore. It's part of who you are. And you are ready. You are ready to be more discerning for who you let in your life. You are ready to be more discerning for when you let your guard down, or who you let in your heart. These walls aren't up. There's no walls around this motherfucker. He's not hiding from the world, but he's ready for it. He's ready for it based on all the lessons he's learned. He's got the tools lined up. He's ready. And he's battle scarred. So he's like, bitch, I ain't even afraid. I ain't even afraid if you come at me. Because people have come at me before, and how do you think I got these swords? They don't exist anymore. You know what I'm saying? The Nine of Wands, you know, like all the cards, especially the Minor Arcana, take on the meaning of the cards around them. And in this reading, I have to say, this is a reminder. Okay, karma has slowed down. So this is a feeling of being stuck, maybe being a little too defensive. Lovers, bad situations, upside down, reversed. And also, yeah, I don't know if that goes. Oh, this was looking like it was going to be a good reading. But I guess it is anyway, right? Is that it? So The Lovers in reverse are shallow unions. Our union with somebody, or somebody or something on that you're doing that is not really true love. That is a shallow connection. Now, in terms of this weekend, maybe what we need is a little shallow connection. But what this is hinting at is, because you're defensive, we're not using the tools correctly. Instead, we're getting ourselves into relationships, into situations that are actually making us stuck, because we're just doing shallow relationships. We're not allowing anybody through. We're not allowing anybody in. There's still that protection in the guard. If you could see, split right down the middle of this reading, it's all swords. It's all swords. No, I'm sorry, that's not true. This is wands, but it reminds me of swords. It's all hurt, remembering, not being able to let go, being stuck in your thoughts, being harmed by your thoughts over and over again. Trauma, it's all trauma. And it's all, now, basically, you're stuck with it. You're stuck in it. And because of it, there's a lot of shallow relationships, even shallow relationships that are long-term, that you've decided are supposed to be things that make you happy. This is somebody who, once again, a sword card, defensiveness, confusion, not being able to understand really what is really going to make you happy anymore. I got to say, this is a powerful reading, and I don't see much romance in it. I don't, maybe I'm just not a really great romance reader, but the truth is, I am a very powerful individual reader. And I feel like for all of us out there who really want true romance, who really want true love and true connection with people, these are definitely wounds that we have to address and heal on our own before we let anybody else in. Ain't that the damn truth? Now, I'm going to go back around. Born Without Boundaries, that's what I'm about here, is personal healing and self-help. 100% how we can strengthen ourselves. But because, and in celebration of the playfulness of this reading, I'm going to go back and I'm going to read the cards as if it was just shallow shit. And I'm going to give you another interpretation of what might come out. Okay. But I haven't finished yet. Not me. Putting our burdens down, walking away, picking up all the crap in our lives and saying, I'm done, I'm leaving, I'm gone. This is now part of my life. I can carry this, and I'm leaving. I'm done. It's over with. 10 is a completion. It's a completion of, this is actually the completion of the journey. That's why he has light on his face. You're about to be able to lay down your burdens and let those things that dragged you down and made your journey harder, you're about to be able to let them go. And here we are as the King of Cups. The King of Cups, I always say, is my card for emotional stability. His cup is full. As demonstrated by the full moon, his cup is full, okay? And why is his cup full? Because he's learned how to respect it. He's learned to be appreciative of it. Unlike the Queen of Cups, who is open and offering her cup, he's guarded. He's side-eyeing you. Why? Because he knows how to love himself now. Because his heart is a little bit more protected, because he knows how valuable his heart is, and he knows how valuable that water in his cup is. And unlike the Queen of Cups, he doesn't stand right at the water. He stands, look, protective of the water. He's protective of his life force, his health, his happiness. This is somebody who can set up straight up when he's upward. This is somebody who is exceptional at setting healthy emotional boundaries. Damn, laid it out flat. Laid it out flat. All right, let's go back and do a more fun reading. I'm just going to, and then we'll take those readings over to Vimeo. The link is below, and I'll divide everything by, I'll do each individual zodiac sign readings, okay? So, in terms of this weekend, because it's a weekend. Oh, you hear me? I was about to quote R. Kelly. I'm not going to do it. I'm not even going to share his fucking music. I'm not. So, there's a lot of literal passionate energy. There's a lot of sexual energy, maybe coming specifically from fire signs or a Leo in particular, but definitely you are 100% out there living large and breaking fucking hearts. You're literally tapping into something like you felt when you were a child, and you're just being shallow this weekend. That's the damn truth. Straight up, you have a lot of options. You're having a lot of fun. There may be too much drinking going on, but there is potential for just being playful, of having a lot of activity, a lot of social activity. Now, you're not thinking right. You're not, the one thing that could be compromised is that you're not using your brain enough. You're not being discerning enough. Your standards are a little bit compromised. So watch out for that. Like, sort of be able to like hang back, sit back, take a little time and get to know who you're talking to. I don't think you're in any real danger. But I do think that you need to, there's this, I don't know. You're working it, like study the room. You know what I'm saying? Study the room. Maybe you're going to a place that's more like, your activities are more geared to someplace like a museum or like an art gallery. Something more sophisticated that will actually push you out of this sort of phase of like haze of not wanting to think about things too much. Because honestly, I see that, well, there's definitely not much hope in terms of real love connections this weekend, and there could be some conflict with the people that you're hanging out with. You know, old shit might come up. Like, if you're hanging out with friends, they may irritate you in the ways that they used to irritate you. You thought it was over, but it's not. You're kind of like, you're finding yourself hanging out with people that you've always hung out with before, and nothing has really changed, and it's not really maybe completely, totally satisfying you. But at the same time, everything is going to be okay. You're going to have a good time. And at the end of the day, I think that you're going to have a reassessment. At the end of the weekend, you're going to have a reassessment of, you know, who I am a little bit better, and what I want out of my life a little bit better. And I think for those of you who are thinking about moving away, moving on, you know, finding a different group of people, I think you may actually be a little bit more inspired. Seriously, this actually could also indicate that you are walking away from people who are, that your choices this weekend are more aligned to essentially what's better for your emotional health, as opposed to what looks better, what is more exciting, what is more energized. That you might have a chance of meeting somebody who is actually closer to your moon sign. So basically, guys, check your fucking moon sign this weekend. Check your moon sign and figure out what your moon sign is. Because what the cards are encouraging you to do is to get to know your moon sign and get to know their moon sign and see if your moon signs are compatible. Because this is all about emotional compatibility and basically getting in trouble when we make decisions for our head or for what looks good in society or what we're attracted to. It doesn't necessarily fulfill our hearts. So really get in touch with your moon sign, okay? And now, as we come upon, hold up. What's the date today? September 7th to September 8th. So we have a full moon coming up. This is a full moon in Pisces too. So it is a very emotional sign, but it's also sort of grounded by this energy on the opposite side where there's a stellium in Virgo at the same time the full moon is happening in Neptune, not Neptune, but in Pisces, which is ruled by Neptune. So there's this leveling out and understanding and accepting what we need emotionally, who we are emotionally, and how we have to talk to people and the correct way to communicate with them so that we honor them and ourselves emotionally. There you go. That's your message. I'll see you over on Vimeo for those weekend romance by zodiac sign readings. I'll see you guys. On Sunday. I'm going to make the promise. I'm going to get my ass on live. There will be a live, 100%. I will get there probably around 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the East Coast of the United States of America, like around New York City time. So Please, please, please believe me. If I don't get on at 3, I'll probably get on later on at night around 8. So watch for it. Set your bells, set your whistles to ready. Maybe I can even schedule it. I don't know. I'll try to figure it out. But there you go. I'm making a promise. I'll talk to you guys later.